NCIS Origins is all new CBS in 2 weeks.
The FBI's are all new. CBS Tuesday 8/7 Central and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Looking at mostly clear skies for tonight, and then sunshine comes back tomorrow. A little less wind too. That and the rest of the week's forecast will be coming up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba Public Schools closes their investigation into a female student claiming male students told her, "Your body, my choice." They said there's no evidence. Plus, we'll meet the newest members of the Marquette City Commission, including the new mayor. Hear what she has to say about the city's needs. And President-elect Trump continues to fill his administration. We'll hear his latest selections. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
We're expecting a good-looking day, certainly not as windy as what we had on Veterans Day, with some sunshine for Tuesday here. Cold, frosty start. Temperatures getting into the mid-40s as we head into the afternoon. Southerly winds will pick up a bit during the afternoon, but still not too bad there. And most of you will be in the mid to upper 40s across all of the area from Eagle Harbor toward Newberry and into Sault Ste. Marie. Rest of the forecast coming up later in the show. Kevin?
Thanks, Tom. Escanaba Area Public Schools has closed an investigation into a claim that male students said the phrase, "Your body, my choice," to female students the day after the presidential election. Our Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons spoke with the parent, who asked to remain anonymous, and the superintendent about the response, the fallout, and what they want parents to know.
An Escanaba High School parent says when her daughter came home with the news boys were using that phrase, first said by far-right pundit Nick Fuentes, she posted her frustration on Facebook, both on her personal page and in a private UP-wide group.
That said, trending in Escanaba High School, boys are walking around saying to the girls, "Your body, my choice." The effects of electing a rapist are immediate. All I can do is cry.
She gave a group member permission to share the post without her name on TikTok, where Superintendent Kobe Fletcher says the school found it.
Usually when we see these, there'll be a standard message, but then they'll substitute names of different schools, and then they'll just start spreading that around. They begin checking with staff to find out whether they're aware of anything. And then we also went to our IT department to see if we could chase down where it was coming from.
The IT department believed it was a generated post based outside the area, and the superintendent posted a statement calling the claim false. However, the parent says the school board president knew the post was hers, and she had left 2 messages with the principal, who told her they got buried.
So she had so many messages. How did they know that those weren't other reports? There was just a breakdown of communication and a rush to judgment.
Fletcher took his statement down, but did not retract the information. The school moved forward with an internal investigation, including student interviews and surveillance footage.
The individual we spoke to was unable to give a name. The initial location that was identified ended up not being the location, so we went to students that were in the immediate vicinity. Every single one of them reported nobody heard anything being said about "your body, my choice."
The school has closed its investigation, saying no evidence of the claim exists. However, the parent who made it stands by her child.
Do I believe it happened? Yes. Was the viral post an accurate portrayal of how it happened? Probably not. If I could go back, I would word it differently. But that doesn't change my belief that that happened and is happening in our schools all over the country.
And both parties believe they acted in the best interest of the students.
I think it's regrettable that the rumor mill has gotten started. We stay very busy looking into things that students bring to our attention. We know it's important to provide an environment where our kids feel safe, they feel supported.
There's no enemy, but if there were, it'd be a broken system that we're using to deal with situations like that. But I think ultimately that's a good thing, and that's a hopeful, helpful message, because we can fix that together.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
The Marquette City Commission has a new look with the addition of newly elected Commissioner Carrie Gottlieb and longtime Commissioner Jenna Smith, who has reached the end of their term limit. Gottlieb and the current commissioner, Jeremy Ottaway, won their respective seats in last Tuesday's election. Gottlieb is a Marquette physician and the current medical examiner for Delta County, while Ottaway won his seat after being appointed to the commission 2 years ago. Both were sworn in tonight. The commission also selected a new mayor in Jessica Hanley and a new mayor pro tem in Paul Schlegel.
It's housing, it's getting people affordable or attainable housing in the city of Marquette. It is bringing new businesses to the city of Marquette and getting more jobs for people. It is the same things that we've been facing, along with dealing with different climate change initiatives and making sure that we're moving forward with carbon initiatives and things like that.
The commission now has members representing every decade, with commissioners in their 20s all the way to members in their 70s. President-elect Donald Trump is expected to name Florida Senator Marco Rubio as his Secretary of State. It's one of many administration picks Trump has made in the last 2 days. Christiane Benavidez reports from near the president-elect's home in South Florida.
CBS News has learned President-elect Donald Trump is expected to name Florida Senator Marco Rubio as his nominee for Secretary of State. Rubio was elected to the Senate in 2010 and ran against Trump in the 2016 Republican presidential primaries. This election, he was passed over as VP pick, but remained a loyalist on the campaign trail.
The only way to make America wealthy and safe and strong again is to make Donald J. Trump our president again.
Trump has picked Tom Homan to be his so-called border czar. The position does not require Senate confirmation, which would allow Homan to start deporting undocumented immigrants on day one of Trump's administration. Homan has confirmed the U.S. military will play a role.
We'll know who we're going to arrest, where we're most likely to find them based on numerous investigative processes.
Homan is Trump's former acting director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and was the architect of Trump's first policy that resulted in undocumented immigrants being separated from family members who were citizens. CBS News has also confirmed Stephen Miller, a vocal advocate for stricter immigration laws in Trump's first term, will be Deputy Chief of Staff for Domestic Policy. Trump is also expected to name U.S. Representative Mike Waltz from Florida as National Security Advisor. New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik has been tapped to represent the U.S. at the United Nations, an institution she's criticized.
We know that the UN is a den of anti-Semitism.
Late Monday, the president-elect chose former New York Congressman Lee Zeldin to run the Environmental Protection Agency. Zeldin vowed to surge domestic energy production and roll back Biden regulations. Trump also announced his administration will not include former cabinet members Mike Pompeo and Nikki Haley.
A new report on shrinkflation shows that many popular household items have shrunk since the pandemic, but in many cases, the prices have stayed the same. Christine Lazar takes a look at some of the items that are shrinking.
Shopper Chuck Hill is resigned to the fact that his grocery bill has gone up and the amount of food he can get for his money has gone down.
It's a drag, but I don't know what we can do about it.
A new study by Lending Tree found that nearly 3 in 4 Americans have noticed that some of their go-to grocery items have gotten smaller, with the price staying the same or rising. The trend has been dubbed shrinkflation.
82% of the people surveyed say that they find shrinkflation deceiving.
Researchers at Lending Tree found that household paper products saw the highest rate of change. Take Angel Soft toilet paper. In 2019, with a 12 mega roll pack, you'd get 429 sheets. Today, that same package is only 320 sheets. The price went down slightly, but the price per 100 count went up from 19 to 22 cents. Next to paper products, breakfast, candy, and snack products were most likely to experience shrinkflation, like family-sized Frosted Flakes. Since 2019, the amount inside has gone down and the price has gone up. Analysts say global supply chain issues caused some manufacturers to downsize their products.
But it's worth pointing out that we're pretty much past that. Global supply chains are more or less back to normal, more or less where they were prior to the pandemic.
Even your sweet tooth fix has shrunk. Take party-size Reese's miniatures. The 40-ounce bag is now 35.6 ounces and more expensive, up from $8.98 in 2019 to $13.24 in 2024, a more than 68% price increase per ounce. I did reach out to the makers of all the products profiled in this piece. Only Georgia Pacific, the makers of Angel Soft toilet paper, got back to me. They said they did reduce the number of sheets per roll from 425 to 320 in 2022, but that in some cases they added more rolls to the package.
Tom DeVecchio has your first warning weather forecast when we come back. Plus, global leaders are meeting to discuss how to combat climate change and a scary situation on a Spirit Airlines plane after it's shot at while flying over Haiti. We'll have the latest when we come back.
John's Auto has been voted the #1 dealer to buy pre-owned vehicle for longer than I've been alive. If you're looking for a vehicle, or if you're looking for someone to help with your current car, or if you need to get yours looking like new again, come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Tonight, Colbert's new with Chris Evans and puppies.
She's about to make me give her a smooch.
Plus, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson takes the Colbert questionnaire. New tonight.
Struggling with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis? Talk to your doctor about #1 prescribed Entyvio, offering 2 maintenance options, including the Entyvio pen. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Entyvio, relief, remission for real.
Entyvio, Entyvio, Entyvio.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, Justin Hartley is right at home.
All this stuff matches my outfit. Thank you for doing it.
Then, I feel good. A boy's first day at school left him feeling fly. Plus, today, you're the talk show host.
Please put your hands together for my guest, Jennifer Hudson.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes. Realistic.
I will maybe have a tendency to spend too much and won't be able to pay your rent.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Mathis Court is in session.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
Is your parents' car sounding funny? Do you hear any clunks, rattles, squeaks, or leaks? Tell them to call John's Auto Service Department for fast, friendly, and affordable service. Come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Now, WZMQ TV19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
We're looking at some mostly clear skies, and the winds have died down for tonight, and they'll stay maybe not totally calm, but definitely lower than what we had during the day on Veterans Day, and the snow that fell, that's done. We should have mostly clear skies for the balance of the night. Very chilly conditions will continue over the next several days, but typical high temperatures for this time of year. While Wednesday looks dry, we could see some showers start to come in as we head toward Thursday. So as the kids go to school, cold start, but the wind shouldn't be too bad. Mostly clear skies, temperatures in Marquette itself closer to the 30s, but we'll have pretty solid 20s for most of you that live away from the lake shores here. And then heading for the afternoon, lots of sunshine. Kids come home. Less wind than yesterday, but still pretty brisk at 10 to 20, and temperatures will be in the 40s. So dress kids for some chilly weather, but no need for a raincoat, thankfully, on Tuesday. So futurecast keeping things mostly clear for the balance of tonight. High pressure, dry air will continue to influence us into the day on Tuesday. Gorgeous looking weather, check it out. From Ironwood to Sault Ste. Marie and everyone in between, keeping that sunshine there. And we'll keep it clear for Tuesday night. And by Wednesday morning, some high clouds arrive as the next system comes in. Wednesday, in fact, looking good for at least some high clouds around, and may get a kind of a high overcast, but the precipitation is not expected here. The wind's dying down and then picking up a bit as we head toward Tuesday afternoon. They shift to the south as that high pressure moves off toward the east. And that, again, will give us a modest uptick in the temperatures here. And then they pick up again for Wednesday morning, or Wednesday afternoon, and then Thursday morning, they start to taper off once again. So for tonight, down to 24 at Iron River. Yeah, good hard frost there for later on tonight. Marquette close to the freezing mark, Eagle Harbor as well. Escanaba down to about 30 degrees for daybreak tomorrow. And then the sunshine will continue for Tuesday. High temperatures across the board, 43 at Sault Ste. Marie, but mid to upper 40s elsewhere here, including the 47 high, close to that for the Marquette region. And then looking farther down the road, clouds start to increase as we head toward Wednesday, but we will keep it dry and just a chance of some showers on Thursday with this relatively dry weather pattern for the rest of the week. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday and even into Monday, looks like a 4-day of solid dry weather and temperatures getting close to that 50-degree mark.
More than 200 countries are coming together for 2 weeks of talks about the future of climate change, but much of the buzz at the COP29 summit is about how America's climate policies might shift with the election of Donald Trump, who disputes climate change and its impact. Tina Krause reports from London.
The United Nations Climate Change Summit is underway in Azerbaijan.
We must now demonstrate that we are prepared to meet the goals we have set ourselves.
COP29 kicks off as most nations have failed to deliver on last year's promise to phase out coal, oil, and gas, and as Earth is on pace for a repeat of the hottest year on record.
The reason this is important is because it truly brings the world together. Nearly 200 countries are represented to advance climate action.
The United States is now producing more oil than any other country has ever, a pattern poised to escalate when President-elect Donald Trump takes office. Trump famously called climate change a hoax.
We're getting out.
During his first term, pulling the U.S. out of the Paris Agreement, a global treaty to reduce planet-warming emissions. President Biden rejoined when he took office.
It is clear that the next administration will try to take a U-turn and reverse much of this progress.
U.S. climate envoy John Podesta says America's climate policy is likely to pivot sharply under Trump, but believes there will still be progress.
The work to contain climate change is going to continue in the United States with commitment and passion and belief.
Climate finance is the driving force at this year's conference, with the UN saying richer nations may need to shell out at least $1 trillion a year to help developing countries combat and cope with climate change.
Climate experts say withdrawing from the major climate agreements has the potential to isolate the U.S. in global climate negotiations and could encourage other high-emitting nations like China to scale back their emission reductions. Now to a terrifying incident in the sky over Haiti. Several U.S. airlines are being suspended, or flights are being suspended to the Caribbean nation after a Spirit Airlines jet was hit by gunfire while trying to land there today. Chris Van Cleve shows us the pictures just coming in.
Video appears to show where gunfire struck the cabin of Spirit Airlines Flight 951 as it was about to land at Haiti's Port-au-Prince airport this morning with 48 on board. A flight attendant suffered minor injuries from flying debris, according to the union. The Airbus A320 was over a neighborhood about 550 feet off the ground when it began to quickly climb, diverting to the Dominican Republic. Here you can see what looks like bullet holes in the fuselage.
The decision to get out of there, I think that was a very solid decision.
Former NTSB Chair Robert Sumwalt.
Is this one of those types of incidents that should be a wake-up call to airlines?
Airlines really need to make sure that they understand that these sorts of things can happen in some of these countries where we have political unrest, where we have violence.
The U.S. Embassy in Haiti says it's aware of gang-led efforts to block travel to and from the Port-au-Prince airport amid ongoing unrest there. Spirit says the safety of our guests and team members is our top priority. The airline has suspended service to Haiti.
Airport officials in the Dominican Republic say all of the passengers on board that Spirit flight are okay and were unhurt. They are going to be flown back to Fort Lauderdale by Spirit. We also heard from two other airlines, American and JetBlue. They are suspending service to Port-au-Prince until at least Thursday.
Still to come on your 19 News at 11, a virtual meeting for veterans where they talk about their experiences and their love of country.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Tonight, Colbert's new with Chris Evans and puppies.
She's about to make me give her a smooch.
Plus, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson takes the Colbert questionnaire. New tonight.
I thought it was just a rash, but it had a bullseye ring around it.
My doctor said it was a tick bite. Luckily, we caught it early.
Ticks found in tall grass around your home can spread Lyme disease and other illnesses, which can lead to chronic health issues. The CDC estimates nearly 500,000 people across the country are diagnosed with Lyme disease each year.
I didn't understand why my brother was having so many asthma flare-ups. Sometimes he couldn't breathe. Turns out a roach problem at home was triggering it.
Allergens left behind by dust mites, roaches, and rodents are a major driver of asthma attacks, especially in children.
When I had a fever, body aches, and fatigue, I never thought it would have been West Nile virus. All it took was a mosquito bite while gardening.
Mosquitoes spread West Nile virus and many other diseases, and they can breed in standing water around your home. Protect your family from pests. Get the facts at pestworld.org.
What's bothering Archie?
Politics. What the Supreme Court says ain't got nothing to do with the law.
Zucchini.
What do you call this?
Zucchini.
Looks like a cooked pickle. How to raise children. Get out of here!
Sexual freedom.
What kind of a problem have they got?
It's sexual.
Shh.
Door cat.
Goldfish. Come on now, I draw the line on goldfish.
See what's bothering Archie.
All in the Family, Sundays from 8 to 10 on WZMQ Me TV.
Oliver Wendell Douglas, man of few words.
Oh, for the love of... Oh, for the love of...
Oh, for the love of Me TV.
Oh, for the love of...
Green Acres, weeknights at 9:30 p.m. on WZMQ Me TV. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live in Lodge.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Michigan's Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity is highlighting their Veterans Employment Services this Veterans Day. Working with the Michigan Works Network, the state provides one-on-one career services to reduce barriers in the workforce. Local veteran career advisors provide skill assessment interviews and career guidance through employment plans and job search activities.
Like many people who want to get into our workforce, they face barriers. And so, the Michigan Works offices can also help with barriers that, some of our veterans might be experiencing.
You can find more information about those services and how to locate your local Michigan Works office on our website and mobile news app. The Bay College Civics Corps hosted a virtual event where veterans shared their stories with the public. The third annual Veterans Speak event featured a panel of service members from various branches and wars. They talked about why they joined the military, their experiences, and lessons they've learned. A World War II veteran discussed the lesser-known Merchant Marine branch and told stories about the 250,000 members who transported equipment and troops around the world.
Every man, bar none, volunteered to do his duty. Not one of them was drafted, but they all were unfit for duty. We each, however, found our way to the Merchant Marine. We were permitted to fight for our country.
Veterans also offered guidance to young service members and those considering military service. On this Veterans Day, we meet one woman who has used the grief of losing her husband in combat to help others honor the service of and sacrifice of the American military. Donnie Bacchus has her story.
He was the person who saw me in ways nobody else did, and I think that's the power of love.
When Lisa Hallett's husband, Captain John Hallett, was killed by an IED in Afghanistan in 2009, she leaned on the thing that kept her going during her years as a military spouse.
Running was always a way for me to parallel the challenges John's faced in military service with a challenge of my own.
At the time of his death, Lisa and John had 3 children under the age of 3. Their youngest never met John. She was just weeks old.
I could go and run and feel all of the big feelings that I needed to, and then come home and be that mom that my children needed and deserved for me to be.
Running in community supported Lisa as she navigated and worked through her grief and loss. To help others, Lisa and a fellow Army wife started Wear Blue Run to Remember in 2010. Nearly 15 years later, through community runs and mentorship, the organization has helped thousands across the country heal from the devastating loss of a military loved one.
It really is about bringing like-minded individuals so that they can connect over their shared experiences, their shared losses.
This year, to remember John and raise money for families of fallen soldiers, Lisa ran the 150K long Wonderland Trail around Mount Rainier. Hallett, who lives in Washington State, says it was a natural choice to honor John.
Here's this beautiful precipice in our backyard that really encompasses all the things I wanted John to know: beauty, hard work, achievement.
She says doing hard things has allowed her to confront her grief and take the steps to move forward. Now she and others run for the fallen, the fighting, and their families.
Dogs are a man's best friend, and for veterans, they can be a life-saving friend. The Department of Veterans Affairs says 7% of veterans will experience PTSD, and for those who served in conflicts this century, that number is 15%. Dogs for Valor is a Kansas-based organization that trains dogs to help manage their owners' symptoms like depression and anxiety. The group can also find a service dog for a veteran or first responder in need. Many vets first come to the program on edge and afraid to be in public spaces.
A lot of times the veteran with severe PTSD is, homebound. They're isolated, they're very nervous, they won't make eye contact, some won't leave the house at all. And by the end of the service dog program, they're coming out with their dogs.
Some vets say their family relationships have also improved since working with Dogs for Valor. Because of technical difficulties on Friday, we understand many of you missed out on the Upper Goddess, and we can't have that. We can't leave Lori out, so let's check in on what she's up to.
Hi, I have to show you how to make a peanut butter fudge, which it isn't the fudge you eat that you cut in a pan, but it's something you put in a cake. Now look at this gorgeous cake. Dean, you put some hurt on this cake.
Yes, I did.
The first night we had it, I made it like 2 days ago, he had half the cake. It was so good. But anyway, the filling of this cake, you take 1 cup of room temperature butter, 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 3/4 cup powdered sugar, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now you take this mixture and you put it in your mixer, and you get it so it's all incorporated. And the weird thing about this fudge is I have never seen this recipe anywhere, and I had got this recipe from, you know how you get those holiday cookbooks in the grocery store? And I'm like, I gotta make this cake. But this is what it looks like. And the thing that you do is you take 6 tablespoons of flour and you take a cup of milk and you cook that on low temperature on your burner till it gets thick. You transfer it to a bowl and put it in the refrigerator for like 3 hours till it gets really cold. Then you beat these ingredients together and you add your flour and milk mixture gradually, and it just fluffs up. I mean, it just fluffs. And you can just see the texture of this. Now this would be so good, like if you had a cream puff shell. You could put it in a donut. You could whip cream and fold it into this, and it would be a peanut butter mousse. You'll never believe how good it is. You can use your favorite chocolate cake recipe. Dean, are you gonna eat the rest of this tonight?
I'm gonna try.
I know you will. Will I get any?
1 bite.
Keep smiling. Give it a try.
Tom DeVecchio has a final look at weather for us when we come back.
Houghton's the spot where we get all 4 seasons, the snow, the shine, everything in between. So the shoes are everything. What you have is going to help you perform better, perform longer, stay injury-free longer. Whether you're a runner, walker, or you're just looking for a shoe to get yourself through the day, we'll take an extensive approach to finding the shoe that's right for you. Whatever surface that you're going to be on, we've got you covered.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audien Atom 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Atom 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Atom Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation, and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-455-9314 or go to AudienHearing.com to get your pair of Audien hearing aids starting at just $189.
In the heart of Michigan communities. From the studios where stories come alive to the airwaves that connect us all. From Detroit to Marquette, more than 300 TV and radio stations inspire, inform, and unite through dedication and service. It's your community, your voice, and 75 years of the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
For tonight, skies will be mostly clear overall, some high clouds here and there, and cold temperatures, especially along that Wisconsin border where temperatures will get down into the mid-20s. Houghton, you're down to about 33. Lanness down to 29, Marquette 33. Out toward Newberry, you're looking at temperatures into the upper 20s, so good chance you'll have some frost on your vehicle if you left it outside overnight. But tomorrow, noticeably warmer and not as windy. No snow either. We'll have plenty of sunshine here, and temperatures getting into the middle to upper 40s for the majority of you, again, for Tuesday. In the meantime, Wednesday, clouds start to thicken up. Temperatures into the upper 40s. Really, the only chance of rain over the next several days here appears to be Thursday, and that threat fairly small, fairly scattered. We're back into kind of a dry weather pattern, and we'll get closer to the 50-degree mark as we head toward Friday and into the upcoming weekend. Kevin, back to you.
Tom, thanks very much. Researchers have been impressed by the inventive and expressive use of a hose by an Asian elephant named Mary at the Berlin Zoo, who was observed using it to shower herself using unique techniques. Finally tonight, neurobiologist Michael Brack from Humboldt University Berlin told Reuters on Sunday that Mary's ability to use a hose to flick water onto her back was exceptionally good, singling her out from the 5 elephants studied. Brecht also highlighted Mary's creativity in her use of lassos to reach her back while showering, suggesting that her expressive behavior might be a performance for other elephants. The study, published in Current Biology, contributes to growing evidence of tool use in non-human species, challenging previous notions about animal cognition. And that's all the time we have for tonight, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.
Shop our huge selection of Amish-crafted dining room sets at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Browse our large in-stock collection and customize with a special order with 1-year no-interest financing available, plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture today.